Hello, my name is Jesse Meekum with another episode of the Jesse Meekum Show, and I'm here each week to obsess out loud about spending purposefully, saving aspirationally, and giving joyfully. It all comes down to just giving every dollar a job. That is the whole purpose. Now, we seek clarity. That is why we give every dollar a job. We seek clarity as to what our money needs to be doing. At the time of this recording, a lot is happening in the world. Could one always say that? Perhaps. And maybe that's a lesson right there. A lot is happening in the world, and 10 years ago, someone might have said somewhere on some YouTube channel, a lot is happening in the world, and they would have been right. So one thing we can look at when things are just really tumultuous, we can kind of look back to history and ask ourselves, history doesn't repeat, but does it rhyme? And that's not a question, it's a statement. But we could ask ourselves, are we doing the same thing? There's a lot of talk of just like everything's in upheaval financially for a lot of people, and predictions of this or that and the other thing. All just predictions. While we over here at YNAB, and we enjoy it quite a bit, we are talking about living spendfully. And sometimes that can be kind of at odds with the news. If you're looking for a little bit of fear, looking for something to be afraid of, looking for a little bit of emotion, you could go to the news. Absolutely. Their job is to get you to click and read and go down rabbit holes and kind of get worked up. And our job is to have you not click, maybe read a blog post or something that we put up, but maybe go down the rabbit hole of living spendfully and what it would mean to you to have your money do what you really want it to do. But we are talking about money, and these times are kind of tumultuous, and money's at the center of it. Why? Because money's at the center of everything. So when things are feeling crazy, it's because the money is feeling crazy. And so what we have to do is start to do those things that help our money feel less crazy. So I have a couple ideas for you. One, take YNAB if you're using YNAB. If you're not, it's this app. It's great. I think it's wonderful. YNAB.com/Jesse. You can get started, 34-day free trial. We don't take your card or weird things like that. It's not weird, but we just don't like doing that. We don't want you to accidentally pay for something. The whole point of our existence is to have you purposefully spend your money. So to accidentally spend your money, even on us, is not our thing. So you pull up an app like YNAB or whatever you use, and you just start fresh. You look at the money that you've got in your plan, and you say, okay, given the tumult, is there anything I need to change? And you just change it. You adapt. It's what we do best. That's what we humans do best. We are adaptive. So you lean into that and you make a fresh start. There's literally a feature in the app where you make a fresh start. Number two, now it would be tempting to say, and I talked about this last week, it would be tempting for you just to kind of like turtle up and be like, okay, things are a little crazy. And when I'm talking crazy, I'm talking macro crazy. We all need to remember, just as a little side note, that people can experience micro crazies all the time. And so even though this was spurred by macro events, the nature of things is most of people's crazy is really on the micro side of things. So back to my main point. It can be tempting to kind of hunker down and just be like, I'm going to save. When you do that, still give the savings jobs. Still give them purpose. Don't just be hand waving and be like, more money, good. Say money for this, money for income replacement, money for starting a side gig, money for, name your thing. Name your thing is a little bit of a segue into what is your thing. So don't focus so much on the dollars. Focus on your priorities. What do you really, really care about? And you may find amid the tumult, you may find that what you care about hasn't changed at all. I would venture a guess that it has not. You can look around and you can say, oh, wait, none of my priorities have actually changed. And that is pretty empowering. Here's another one. Here's another one that I do. I do it quite well. Limit your news diet. I mentioned the job of the news is not really to inform, it is to engage. And they engage in very, in the standard ways. Get you to feel some very strong emotions. Fear, anger, those are top contenders. So limit your news. I use an app called Freedom. And I've used it for years, and it can lock things down. So when I'm feeling tired and I just want to like doom scroll, I've turned on freedom, and I really can't unless I want to, wipe my phone entirely. So it keeps me from just habitually like, well, what's going on in the news? And then frankly, not feeling great about things. The news's job is not to have you feel good. It's actually to have you feel pretty lousy. So limit those things that just put you in an emotionally rough spot. Finally, don't forget, among all of this, don't forget to take care of yourself in all of the ways that probably tie back to the priorities point. Take care of you, take care of those you love, connect with people in real life, not through a screen. Just get down to like the nitty gritty basics. I'll give you one little tip. At the Meekum household, we've started this thing. Well, we started it years ago. We didn't start it just recently. It's this thing called Parlor Time. And I got it from some of my favorite books when I was a kid called The Great Brain. If you haven't read them, you've got to. They're just this super feel good, kind of like a Little House on the Prairie vibe. And The Great Brain always had these scenes. As a little kid, I loved them where like Ma and Pa would be sitting in the parlor, and JD and I can't remember the other names, Tom and Sven. Those were the three boys. They were in the parlor, and they'd be playing checkers, or they'd be reading a book. And Pa would always be reading the news. He didn't do the whole don't consume news like I just mentioned. And Ma would be sewing. It's just this super stereotypical, Little House on the Prairie thing. But as a kid, that parlor time was always very alluring to me. So in the Meekum household now, sometimes, maybe once a week, if we're lucky, I'll call for parlor time. And what that means is we're all in the same room. Obviously, no phones allowed. And you can be playing a game with someone. You can be reading. It's quiet. There's nothing, overly loud. I have to let our little one know, like, this isn't the time to practice basketball among us. But it's just, we're all together. We're maybe conversing a little bit. It's slow, and we connect. It's a change of pace, and I love it. So this is a little bit of a bonus because I didn't have this planned in any kind of outline or anything, but maybe consider implementing what the Meekums have, which is parlor time at night. And you don't even have to have a parlor to do it, I found out. All right. Things are a little crazy. Focus on what you can control and focus on your priorities. And amidst all this change, your priorities very likely have not changed. One other thing, if anything's affected you directly, micro or macro, and you are struggling, things are tough. I get that. And everyone has those struggles, and I wish and pray the absolute best for you. Until next time, just give every dollar a job.